Hi friends, how are you? Tell me sincerely. This week we are going to be talking about high school attendance and some views on it that I don't think are brought up enough / get enough attention. Now, I did some research for this video because I was very curious what dialogue was happening in the academic world and in non-academic world. So what people were talking about attendance. And as a disclaimer, my school is in a very affluent area. I have a lot of students who don't have problems with money, and neither do their parents. So my views are definitely taken in that direction. I understand that people have various reasons for attendance issues at their schools, but here's my take. So first off, I just wanted to explain some of the things that I've seen. So at my school, some of the attendance issues that we have, basically I've seen 4 main ones. The first being vacations. Because we live in an affluent area, my students get taken out of class multiple times throughout the school year, mainly around holidays, like just before or just after, because parents are like, we need to get the best deals and not as crowded areas, which is great. However, you're taking them out of school. The second thing I've seen is sports. Now, this is not a new thing, I realize. However, some sports do a better job of trying to make sure that their students have good grades while they do sports, and sports as an extracurricular. The expectation, I was a coach, the expectation is your student is doing the work so that they can play the sport, not the other way around. So, the third thing is testing. And this could be for IEPs, it could be for ELA students, it could be state testing. I have to do state testing this next week. And I know they need to do the state testing and whatnot. They just do it during my class, and that's really fun. And the fourth thing at my school that a lot of students miss class for is mental health. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but sometimes that's not actually what they're trying to do, you know? So a lot of times students will skip class. They tell their parents, oh, they just haven't graded something yet. That's why I have a bad grade in there. And the parent's like, okay, I'll excuse you. Which is nice for the student for now. Until they fall behind because they're not in class, and it creates problems. Now, one of the things I knew before was that schools make a lot of decisions, and that this is at state level, district level, all of that. Schools make a lot of decisions based on seat time, and that is the amount of time that a student should be sitting in class. But the one thing in all my research that I could not find, and maybe one of you will help me, but the one thing I couldn't find was, where is the cutoff of parents excusing students too much and it hindering the student? Because at this point at my school, we get to the point where we get to the end of the semester, end of the term, whatever it is, and the students are coming in saying, oh, I'll just do the work. Well, that doesn't work in my class. My class, we get to come up with our own grading scales, and in my class, the projects and the process projects are about even, in that the projects have higher points, but they're less percentage of the grade. So I have a lot of 70-point projects, but they're only worth 20% of the grade. The rest of class, all of the work that you do daily, all of the tasks that you need to be here to do, that is worth most of your grade, and you can't make that up at the end of the year. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I could go off on a lot of tangents, let me tell you. But one thing on the internet that I've seen recently is that they always say, this is something I learned on the internet that school never taught me, which is like true, but those are all life skills, and these are more in your head skills. I found out that the difference between those skills are life skills and soft skills or career skills, so that difference. Life skills being how to survive, and school skills being how to thrive, mentally and challenging yourself, right? And so those are two different things, right? And I feel like people put them in competition with each other when they're not supposed to be. I am learning so much though. But with my research, of course, I found that, surprise, surprise, the students who are in school more have higher test scores. The students who are not in school as much have lower test scores. But the thing is both of those students, the really good ones and the really not good ones, they both really want to cut class. The good ones because they're good, they don't need much more. The lower ones because you can't get much worse, so why try? You know, it's a hard upward hill there. Basically with this video, I kind of just want to start the dialogue. I want to start having the district and lawmakers, all of those people, I want them talking to parents, I want them talking to teachers, because those three groups are the groups that are going to make the difference, right? Those are the ones who are impacting most of the attendance issues, coaches included with the teachers. For our district people and lawmakers, I just want to address the question of why are we still basing things off of seat time? Seat time implies that everyone is starting at an equal level, and especially by high school, that level, not equal, not it, okay? So why are we basing things off of seat time, right? For parents, I think the main question is, am I doing what's right for my child as a student, right? Because at school, not only do you get the social aspect, you get the educational aspect, and you get the management, right? When parents pull their students out of this scenario and the students aren't really part of that parent planning process, family planning process, and they need to come back to school, they are struggling with those skills and tools to help them get back where they need to be in school. And you're like, yeah, well, this is the lesson, this is them doing it. They need a little bit more structure to help them bridge that gap. Okay, as a teacher right now, I'm telling you, that gap is really hard. They need your help. They need a lot of help. And for teachers, what do? We have someone at our school who is specifically looking at student athletes and making sure that they're not failing. And yet it continues. Or they come in and they do the work, but the work is not up to par because they're not in class. So what are your schools doing? What do you do as a teacher for those athletes who are gone most of the time? Especially at my last period, I have at least 3 students out the entire time, all of spring, right? So what do? I want to have the conversation. Let's start the conversation so we can have it. And because we see all those videos where they talk about, you know what, school nowadays was meant for the manufacturing producers, the Ford line, right? They say school is meant for that. And I see it. I do. As a teacher, I see it. So how do we change it? If we don't start the conversation, it's not going to change. I want to know. Thanks for checking in. I hope you comment because I want to have a discussion on this. Go check out the blog. Go get some stickers. Go get some fun things and buy yourself an ice cream because you deserve it.